Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the MarketSite studio in Times Square, New York City, we have John Gibson, president and CEO of Nasdaq-listed Paychex, to discuss labor market trends and how Paychex has led the human capital management industry. John, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we know Paychex well, over a 52-year history. What differentiates Paychex in the industry?
Well, you know, I think what differentiates Paychex is the comprehensive set of products and services, both in terms of technology and advisory solutions we offer our clients. We pay 1 in 12 private sector workers in the United States. We have the largest HR outsourcing business for small, medium-sized businesses. We have over 2 million of our clients' employees that are under management. We're the largest 401k provider in the country, add more plans than anybody else, and we're the 30th largest insurance agency. So we really set in the middle of the employee-employer relationship for small, medium-sized businesses. And that gives us a lot of insights and data around what's going on and what the issues are for small, medium-sized businesses.
Let's talk about Paychex by the numbers. You just wrapped your fiscal year and it was quite strong.
Yeah, it was a very strong fiscal year. We surpassed the $5 billion revenue mark. Really proud of the efforts of our team there. We had earnings growth 13%. Again, as you look at the business, what was most impressive to me is, you know, it took the company 37 years to get to $2 billion in revenue. From $2 billion when I joined, right about there, it took us 6 to get to 3. We've now went from 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 and done that every 3 years. And the last, to get to $5 billion, that was during a global pandemic.
Right.
So really, really impressive in the way that the way we've positioned both our technology and really positioned ourselves as an HR advisory leader really set us up when the pandemic hit to be able to help small, medium-sized businesses succeed and navigate a very complex world.
What do you think attributes to that impressive growth? Is it because companies are looking to outsource more of these functions?
Well, yeah, I think look, you know, managing a workforce today is very complex, and it is only getting more complex. Regulations are very difficult. Demographic changes. What employees expect from an employer is much different today in terms of the type of ways that they want to have flexible work environments. They want to be able to work remote. All of those things really drive the need for HR technology to be able to connect your employees and to be able to operate efficiently. And then you look at our HR advisory business. That's been growing double digits year after year after year through the pandemic. And that's because people really needed our HR support to be able to navigate the complexities of the new world that we live in.
Yeah, it's been great for shareholders as well. $1,000 investment when you IPO'd in 1983 is worth more than $1.2 million today. And you've also returned, you know, a lot in terms of dividends to shareholders.
Yes, very, very proud of the fact that I think we historically have been recognized as the best operator in the industry. And we are intently focused on making sure we're investing in innovation for our customers, continuing to invest in our employees, and then continuing to provide a great total shareholder return. As you mentioned, we returned $10 billion in dividends alone to our shareholders. But I think more importantly, we've really been a purpose-driven company, and so we continue to expand what we do for businesses to help them succeed. And so one of the things that's great about our business is we're not focused on one particular aspect, say payroll. We also have insurance, we also have retirement. And so I think for the investor, we also offer a broad diversification. So you get a dividend return that you can expect, you get appreciation in the stock, and you get a company that's really got a diverse set of products and services that can weather really any storm.
Let's talk about labor market trends. You have the monthly Paychex IHS Market Small Business Employment Watch, which I watch monthly. There's some great data in there. Are you seeing any signs of recession based on the data?
No, you look at our July numbers, it really doesn't. And what we've seen really throughout this calendar year is a really solid small and medium-sized business market. We've actually seen wage inflation continue to cool. Matter of fact, in July was the first time that our number really got below 4%. But one of the things I always look at is we have this leading indicator number, and we've actually seen that below 4% for 5 months. So that generally gives us some idea of where we are. Now we're seeing areas where we're starting to actually see some labor supply constraints back in leisure and hospitality. But overall, I would say the small, medium-sized business market is very resilient. Labor market's very resilient, and we're seeing wage inflation continue to cool. So I certainly think what the Fed has been doing is working, is having an impact.
Paychex is America's #1 401k record holder. So from a regulatory perspective, how does Secure Act and Secure Act 2.0 impact that?
Oh, they're going to be a great benefit. I think more importantly, forget a benefit for Paychex. It goes back to our purpose-driven, helping businesses. It's going to be great for small and mid-sized businesses, for them to put together an employee benefit value proposition to help them to compete with this labor supply problem for talent against larger firms. So under the Secured Act 2.0, we're helping clients set up a 401k plan. They get the setup fees, basically returned in a tax credit, and then they can actually give each of their employees a $1,000 match each year and get that back in a tax credit. So that's a great way, I think, that policymakers have really seen that, hey, if we can support the small business owner and having a fighting chance to compete against larger companies through enhancing the tax credits for benefits like 401k, I think that's a great thing from a policy perspective, because really small businesses really power the communities that we live in. And they're really the ones that create employment energy in the economy. And so I think the Secure Act 2.0 is a great example of a way that I think policymakers need to continue to focus on helping the small guy.
What's next for the industry? Of course, we have to ask about artificial intelligence and any potential impact there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, look, I think for our industry, the biggest thing that is revolutionizing our industry and driving our growth is the dramatic transformation of the workforce. I mean, we are going through a demographic transformation of the workforce. Baby boomers in the next year, all going to be 65. When you look, millennials are really taking over, and their expectations about the technology they want from an employer, the benefits they want from the employer, the way that they want to work is really, really driving the need for our products and services. Now you add on top of that AI, and we talked a little bit about it. We pay 1 in 12 private sector workers. We have the largest 401k number of plans. We're the 30th largest insurance agency. We have a vast amount of data about what's going on in small businesses. You mentioned our index. Our index is AI driven. So we've been doing this for over a decade. We have over 200 AI models that are actively working in our business today. We actually won the HR Tech Innovation Award last year for an AI product, and it's our Retention Insights. It actually gives predictive analytics to an employer where they may have an employee retention issue that they need to deal with. What's funny is we got that a year ago and everybody's going, what's AI? Now AI is a very hot topic, and really the thing I would say is companies like Paychex that set on large amounts of data are going to be the real winners, because if you want to be able to really leverage AI, you got to have a lot of data.
Yeah, you certainly do. And we keep bringing up this theme of how demographics are shifting. So recruiting and retention is clearly a challenge for many business owners, especially small business owners. What about reskilling? Is that emerging as a new strategy for business owners?
It is. So I would tell you that the biggest challenges, so we have almost 900 HR professionals actively engaged in developing HR strategies for our clients. And driving employee productivity and reskilling their workers is one of the top HR matters that they're dealing with. Because technology adaptation, they're also having, in a tight labor market, they're having to figure out, how do I do more with less employees? And so that really is about double skilling. So how do I train employees to be able to do multiple tasks within my business? And that's going to be a critical need, and I think it's going to be absolutely critical as businesses move forward, is you're really going to have to figure out, how do you get the most out of the employees you have?
All right, John, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on
Jill.
Trade Talks. And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.